In this video, we will show you how to replace your power steering rack bellows boot on this Honda Accord. This is part of your steering and suspension, located behind your front wheel. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing you need to do is safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. Once you've done that, continue on to removing all 4 of your 19mm lug nuts, and then the wheel. With the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of our tie rod ends. We're going to have to make our way to the jam nut located in between the inner tie rod end and the outer tie rod end. Use a 19mm to break this free by turning it clockwise. Get our wrench on there. Once you have some movement from that jam nut, we'll make our way to the outer mounting nut on the outer tie rod end. To remove the outer tie rod end nut, you'll find that you have a locking cotter pin. Go ahead and remove that, and then we'll use a 17mm to remove the nut. You can use some cutters or pliers, whatever you have, to remove this cotter pin. We'll set that aside. It's a good idea to replace that with a brand new one. We'll use our 17mm up here. Start that back on a couple threads, and we'll give this a couple loving bonks to break it free. Continue on to turning your outer tie rod end counterclockwise to remove it. As you're turning this counterclockwise, count the amount of rotations so when you go to install the outer tie rod end, you'll put it back in the same amount of threads. 1, 2, and so on. Now we can fully remove that jam nut. We'll set that aside. Continue on to removing the outer clamp on your bellows boot. For this, you'll find that it's a piece of metal that's wrapped around this several times. Just use a pick or a small screwdriver to break it free, pulling it away. Next, you're going to have to make your way underneath the vehicle. Looking at the bellows boot, we need to remove the clamp that holds it to the power steering rack. Now for this clamp, it's a single time use. We want to make sure that we break it free. You'll find that you have 2 locking tabs. You can use a small pick, small screwdriver, whatever you might happen to have. And there's one pulled away. There's the other one. Just make sure those are pushed away. Okay. We'll continue on by taking the rest of this clamp here. Should be able to pull that down and away. We'll set that aside for recycling. If your power steering bellows boot looks like this one, you have to go ahead and replace it. Before you can start removing the bellows boot from the power steering rack, we're going to have to twist it because it has one more small clamp up inside this area. We'll separate the bellows boot from the power steering rack. You can use a pick for this. For this small clamp, we'll be breaking it off and replacing it with a wire tie. Can use some cutters for this. Continuing back in the wheel well, we'll remove the bellows boot from the power steering rack and inner tie rod end. Go ahead and take hold of it, give it a little wiggle, and slide it out of place. If it feels like it's stuck on the inner tie rod end, you can go ahead and break that free with a small pick. The inner tie rod end does have a small lip for this to catch onto. There it is, friend. Now it's time to install our power steering rack bellows boot. We'll take this and slide it onto the power steering rack. Once we've done so, we'll continue on with the small hose first. Slide the inner tie rod end through there. Now as you line this up, you're going to have to gently press that rubber over the threaded portion of your inner tie rod end. It can be a little bit tight. We'll press this on as far as we can. There we are. You want to make sure it sits on the groove of the inner tie rod end. Now we can follow that down to the small hose area. Let's continue on to installing the boot onto the power steering rack. You may have to use an angled pick. We'll rotate this so we can align our small hose with the piton that protrudes out from the bellows boot. We'll make sure we hold this in place with a wire tie. We don't want it sliding off. Put that loose for now. Once you do feel as though you have it in the proper placement, continue on with your wire tie. We'll make sure that's nice and tight. Now that I have that in place, we'll just trim off the excess. Now we'll continue on with another clamp around this area. If you don't have a clamp, you could also use a wire tie. You'll have to flex the wire tie so it comes up and around for you. Make sure we got it on the right side of the hose. I don't want to cause an issue with that. Double check to make sure you have that in the proper placement before you tighten it. Just make sure this is nice and tight with some long nose pliers. Give it a little twist. Quick confirmation under here. Now we can make our way back into the wheel well. On the outside here, we'll be continuing on with a clamp along the outside. Once again, you can use a wire tie. Just make sure that's nice and tight. Trim the excess. Some cutters. We'll use some copper anti-seize on the threaded area. Install your jam nut. We'll bring this approximately 3/4 of the way down, and then we can install the outer tie rod end. Now it's time to install our outer tie rod end. When you install this, you want to make sure you turn it in the same amount of turns as it took to remove it. Get it started on here. There we are. 1, 2, and so on. Here we are. Install the outer tie rod end into the knuckle and start on the mounting nut. We'll bottom this out. With that bottomed out, we'll torque it to 33 foot-pounds. Once you have it torqued, the next thing that you need to do is pay attention to the slots on the mounting nut in comparison to the hole that goes through the stud of the outer tie rod end. We need to put in the locking cotter pin. If it's not aligned, continue tightening until the very next slot is. Slide that through there, pin it over. Make your way to your jam nut. Make sure we make this nice and tight. When tightening this, it's a good idea to hold your outer tie rod end right along the shafted area. We'll use a 17 millimeter to hold that. There we go. The torque for the jam nut is 33 foot-pounds as well. If you can't get a torque wrench in there, just make sure it's nice and tight. Once you're sure everything's secured, we can continue on to reinstalling the wheel. Of course, if you have a hubcap, install that before installing your lug nuts. With those lug nuts started on, we'll snug them up, get the wheel back on the ground, and torque them to 80 foot-pounds. We have the wheel safely back down on the ground. Let's torque these in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Okay, friend, we've got our vehicle back together. At this point, it's important to make sure you take your vehicle for a road test, listen for funny noises, and get yourself safely down to your local alignment shop. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.